the layer ideas. Now, I presume that means that because you think it can work, you would be interested in being a part of that. And so, all right. But here's something else we have learned too. U1, don't lift a bench as well as U1, 2, 3, 4. Do you have more persons who would want to do that with you? Because for some reason, in God's design, unity is part of prosperity. If you can find other persons who are like-minded. Now hold on a minute. Wait. Let me warn you carefully enough. In Jamaica, Hero Unity Go. When I just came back from the US, from studying government and politics and economics abroad, and of course, government jumped on me right away and said, come help with this, that, and the other. And I'd come back with an idea that had worked in some other countries that needed a couple components to work. One was unity, and the other was transparency. In other words, one person couldn't run it. It had to be given with at least 3 people, and if it was run properly every year, you could add 1 person. In the first year, the second year, 2 people, the third year, 3, and so on, until you have a really strong cooperative with everybody earning money. Now, the only problem is that it demanded transparency or honesty, openness. The initial investment was government money, and it needed everybody to be upfront. When I put the project in front of the government, they were so happy, and they chose a community, saying, all right, this is going to be the model community, start here, Pastor Aiken. And they actually chose the first 3 males and sent them to me. And I sat down with those males, showed them what they needed to do, how to utilize the investment when it came. Now, government knew what was going on. I briefed the males properly, everything. And all they had to do now was take it to the second stage, make application for the money that was sitting there because it was already approved. I was there to help them. And before the evening was out, the day that I had the community meeting with the 3 males, each of them had come back saying, Pastor, no bother with the next 2 man. Just line everything for me one. Now the project never took off because again a major component was that moral call, transparency and honesty. The next one was unity, working together. You think a man who going to come and say, kick away 2 friends would work together with anybody? So, I tell you that long story to ask you, as you think about an idea and put it on the table, remember that SWOT analysis that we spoke about? Which by the way means looking at the strengths, the weaknesses, the opportunities and the threats that are there to stop an idea from working. In that case that I just pointed out, what stopped the people in prosperity? Government? What stopped it? Who stopped it? Them oneself, because a necessary component to make it work, they weren't willing to embrace that. Because they were part of a community that believed kicking with the next man's foot is the best thing to do. Right. So I wonder if I don't know your community. So remember, it's 2 things I ask you. Number 1, do you know other people who you can unite with? And number 2, do we have the moral perspicacity to really do these things? Or our part, is this a community where once we write and get a grant to run something, the next thing we're hear is that this one take it and this one don't bother with this, and this one thief to layer them, and the first harvest of eggs, when we look for it to be in the store somewhere, oh, nobody don't know what happened last night. The whole of them, boy, pastor, we don't know what is that the kind of...
Alright. For one, Pastor, we have a youth club, a police youth club. Not only youth, there we have persons who are honest enough to deal with money. We know who we can trust with money.
You know that. Very good.
Who we can trust with money. Because for me, I'm a worker, but I will not deal with the money part. Because my hands free. Me and Maureen can deal with the money part. But they have one man named Ricky. He might put money key, but they give him 1 cent. The 1 cent is there. What I'm saying, anything I'm talking about now, I'm just not talking about it for myself. thinking about it can benefit other persons, especially young persons in the community. If we have a boiler layer farm, what I'm saying, if we start out with 2 persons from the club, for instance, we start out with Shane and myself, then if we sell on one stable, we say one stable, we can employ one more person, so like 10% can go to the club or what stable. We can find, we write up a business plan and see what stable,
Alright.
what stable. So,
All right, good to go. Let's applaud that. Come on, somebody clap. All right.